What is up there, everybody? Welcome back to Christian Penguin 1990. My name's Matthew. Sorry I've been taking a while to upload some more videos. I've been really busy lately, really short-handed where I work at, and I just haven't had the time. I'm really sorry about that. But I'm back. I'm going to try and get back on a schedule of at least 2, maybe 3 videos a week. So hopefully we'll be able to get through everything like we need to. And instead of waiting till I finish the creation versus evolution and then going into the apologetics, what I'm probably going to start doing is this weekend I'll go through Genesis, and I have a bunch of questions people have posted different places on the internet, or what they consider flaws or contradictions in Genesis. And what I want to start doing is actually that'll be my third video. So like one day I'll do a why pray, one day I'll post a creation versus evolution, and then another day I'll post the apologetics. So I'm going to probably start doing that. I haven't decided yet, but I'll let you know. Today we're doing Why Pray, and we are in day 15, and the title of day 15 is The Foolishness of Pluck and Plop Evangelism. Have you heard of pluck and plop evangelism? It's the most common form of evangelism practiced in the West. It's also the main reason not a single county in America showed a net increase in Christians in the past 30 years. Despite all our frantic attempts to share the gospel, we practice pluck and plop evangelism instead of flip and flow. We concentrate on winning individuals to Christ, attempting to pluck them out of their natural neighborhoods and to plop them into our mission compound, thus sterilizing them. A good example of this method is found in an old book by J. Wascom Pickett called Mass Movements in India. A mission labored for 30 years in India. At the close of the 19th century, with only 5 converts to show for all its efforts. At the end of this period, God used one of these converts to lead Mr. Ditt, a tribesman, to Christ. Mr. Ditt, who was in what used to be called the untouchable caste, tanned hides for a living. He was illiterate, but when missionaries brought him to the mission compound and questioned him, they found he knew enough about the gospel to be baptized into the Christian church, something that he deeply desired. After the baptism, the missionaries insisted that he remain on the compound, for his tribe would persecute him and perhaps kill him. They also wanted to offer him more training in the Christian faith. But providentially, Mr. Ditt refused to stay on the compound. Instead, he returned to his family. His antagonistic brothers found out about his conversion and nearly killed him. But Mr. Ditt persisted, and a few months after his baptism he showed up at the mission compound with his wife and daughters, asking that they be baptized. The missionaries were amazed that an illiterate man who had no catechism training could so well prepare someone else for baptism, and they gladly baptized his family. They again invited Mr. Ditt to remain, but he insisted on returning home. A few months later, he returned again, bringing his brothers for baptism. In the next 30 years, Mr. Ditt helped to win 300,000 of his tribe's people to Christ, while the mission sat on its compound insisting on pluck and plop evangelism. The missionaries could not get beyond the concept of winning individuals to Christ one at a time. They did not understand that God has placed us in neighborhoods. They did not understand that when Christ sent out 72 disciples to spread the gospel of finding persons of peace in each village, he was telling them to reach neighborhoods by winning individuals and not removing them from their surroundings. The disciples were to see those individuals as doors to the homes that should be flipped open so that the gospel could flow in. People are not merely isolated individuals to be won to Christ, one at a time. A person is always part of a social fabric. A person has a home, relatives, friends, and neighbors, all who influence each other. When we pray for people, we should always be praying for their home, their family, and their sphere of influence. In India, new converts often want to immediately turn their homes into homes of prayer every day. We too must think beyond individuals, making certain that when they do come to Christ, we do not tear them out of their sphere of influence. Every Christian should be praying for 3 kinds of homes: Jerusalem homes, Samaria homes, and worldwide homes. Jerusalem homes are the ones we live in. They consist of people we meet with regularly, next door neighbors, friends, co-workers, and people at church. Samaria homes are the ones nearby with which we seldom have contact. These may be suburbia or the inner city. Worldwide homes are all the other places and peoples. Families are God's natural channels of communication. When one person, especially a child, becomes a disciple of Jesus, the entire home is blessed. The primary method of winning adults to Christ is to have their little ones lead them. As parents see the transformation of their children, they are open to hearing about Christ in the most powerful way possible. The reflection and discussion for this for day 15 is this: describe the neighborhoods you moved around in. Have you ever thought of praying for them as a whole, or are your prayers limited only to individuals within them? Why would you want to pray for a whole neighborhood? To meditate on or to think about. Don't use pluck and plop evangelism. Instead, use flip and flow. Now, for the reflect, I can relate to that because, like I said in one of my other videos, our church has started going through the Pray for Every Home, which is a website you can go to. All you gotta do is Google it, and you type in your home address, and it'll pop up. I think it's 100 people's names and addresses you can pray for around you. But what it does is this: it'll send you 5, and I'm having to say this because I just went through it because I was like, why is it sending me the same ones? So you go through 5, you pray for that 5, then you have to go back to the site, click that you prayed for them, and then it sends you another 5. Otherwise, it will just keep sending you the same 5, thinking you're not praying for anybody. And I went through that for, I think it was 4 or 5 days. I was like, why does it keep sending me the same ones over and over again? And then finally I realized, oh, I got to go to the website. I got to click that, yes, I prayed for these, and then it'll send me others. So just tidbit on that, but it's called Pray for Everyone, I think, or Prayer for Every Home, whatever I said earlier. And it's pretty good. It helps you start praying for the people around you, and maybe they'll start noticing something different about you versus what they're doing, and be like, hey, maybe I need to talk to so-and-so because they have something I don't. And I kind of want it because they're always happy. They're always filled with some kind of joy I don't seem to have. So definitely do that. But be here next time, guys, because this is Why Pray Day 15. Be here next time as we cover Why Pray Day 16. And like I said, I'm going to try and post a Why Pray video, a Creation versus Evolution video, and a apologetics video starting next time. So hopefully it'll be 3 videos a week. So that way we can get through everything quicker. But until next time, guys, or my next video that you get to watch, Matthew for Christian Penguin 1990, and I'll see you guys later, and God bless you all.